Today's group is Group C, which consists of Classic, HeroMarine, Raynor and Hero. The first matchup we'll be looking at is Classic versus HeroMarine. Now these guys have played before twice, once in 2014, once in 2018. Both times Classic won relatively easy with a 2-0, but this is a very new HeroMarine, of course. HeroMarine has been rather consistent the past year and a half, always performing at around the same level. I sadly have to admit that I'm still very afraid for HeroMarine here. In total, he has a 17% win rate versus Korean tosses, while Classic has a 78% win rate against foreign Terrans. HeroMarine from the last 14 best of 3 or best of 5 series against Korean Protosses only won a single one. So that's 1-13. Those are not very good stats if you want to advance, especially in a best of 5. It's going to be very difficult for him to be able to beat someone like Classic. Classic is a player that is also rather difficult to prepare for. He is someone that can throw out anything. He doesn't mind proxy gating every once and again. He can proxy Tempest, as we've seen. He, in general, is rather Stargate focused, likes to get Charge Lot out, couple of Phoenixes perhaps for map control. So he isn't even an easy guy to cheese either. I'm very curious to see what HeroMarine will come up with, but honestly, I'm afraid it's going to be similar this year to last year for HeroMarine, where he lost to Zest and SOS, and this time he's gonna start against another Korean toss, and I'm not really feeling it. So I'm gonna give him a map, but I'll say 3-1 for Classic. The second match of this group is going to be Raynor versus Hero. Now, Raynor is a guy that made an amazing splash in the StarCraft 2 scene in the past year and a half. His first tournament that he was allowed to play was only at the end of 2018, so that was last year. It feels like he's been around forever though. With the results he's been posting, he has more results than most people that have been playing for 6-7 years already. So he's definitely a guy to look out for, and especially in ZVP in the past month and a half, he seems extremely good. The last time he lost the PvZ series was against Stats at Assembly Summer, where he lost 1-2. But even there, he had a lot of good chances, and it felt like he definitely had good cards to beat Stats at that point in time. Hero, on the other hand, is an extremely unpredictable player. The only thing he is predictable in is that he's going to do something unpredictable. He's going to all-in you, he's going to attack you as soon as he can. He's the kind of guy that will just throw everything in the sink at you as quickly as possible. So Raynor will need to be extremely solid in order to be able to deal with Hero, but I believe his ZVP is good enough to be able to do that, make the next step and start taking out those big Korean names. So for this one I'm gonna go 3-1 in favor of Raynor. Continuing with the winners match, we have Raynor versus Classic. Now, the first big result that Raynor really got was last year, somewhere in 2018, in the GSL, where he managed to beat Classic with a 2-0 victory in the Deciders match, initially losing to him in his first match, and then in the Decider match coming back to beat him. After that, they played a couple more times. They've been trading series, they've been trading games. In total, the score is 2-3 in favor of Classic. But most recently, I feel like Raynor's ZVP has been extremely powerful. I've been hearing about his practice results in the past 3-4 weeks. I've been watching some of his games and it looks absolutely brilliant, hardly losing any ZVPs. Classic, on the other hand, in the past month and a half, has had a little bit of a rough time. He lost twice to Ragnarok, and he lost once to Serral as well, 1-3. Of course, losing to Serral is no shame, but losing to Ragnarok is quite a bit weaker than Raynor is, and Raynor is in absolutely the shape of his life when it comes to ZVP, so I'm going to have to give this one to Raynor with a 3-1 victory over Classic. The losers match will be Hero versus HeroMarine. And this one is going to be a very close one, as HeroMarine is known as a guy that is very good against early game all-ins, good against cheeses, good against aggressive builds, and he's always praised for his consistency at holding those kind of cheesy plays. Hero, on the other hand, is a guy that is always praised for being very good at doing aggressive builds, being very all-in-ish, knowing how to kill a Terran, even when there seems to be no apparent weakness. Extremely good with Blink Stalkers, extremely good with just any kind of all-in Colossus pushes, Stalker pushes, charge lot all-ins, name it, and Hero has done it multiple times in the past week probably. So the task for HeroMarine to be able to find out what Hero is doing and then counter it appropriately. If these games go past the 10-minute mark, I see very, very good chances for HeroMarine. If they don't go past the 10-minute mark, I think Hero will win all of them. So my prediction will be a 3-2 victory in favor of Hero. The decider match in Group C will be Hero versus Classic. Now these guys recently faced off in GSL Super Tournament 2 and it was an absolutely crazy series with lots of proxies and a lot of Stargate focused play as well, which actually surprised me a little bit. The proxies didn't surprise me, but Hero did open with Phoenix a couple of times, some double Oracle, and he seemed to make it work very, very well. In my head, Hero was more known as an immortal push kind of guy, but he seems to be able to definitely switch it up these days in PvP. Classic, on the other hand, also knows how to switch it up. He has a lot of different styles, a lot of different openers. Against Trap, we saw him use a very special one-gate expand, which I actually have rarely seen work in a PvP, especially with a Sentry first into Void Ray, so I was very impressed by that. In general, I rate Classic's preparation skills a little bit higher than Hero, so if Classic prepared specifically for this match, which I think he will, I like his chances a little bit more. So just because of that, I will give this series to Classic with a 3-2. Well guys, that was it for the Group C predictions. We'll be back tomorrow with Group D, but for now, feel free to subscribe, like, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Good night.